If you promise to never miss a national event, I promise you it's just a matter of time. You become a platinum or a senior vice president. But before I actually get into my training this morning, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Ian Chebe, originally from Cameroon, West Africa. My wife Stella and I, we arrived in the United States less than 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, March of this year will actually make us 10 years in the United States. And the reason why we came to this country is very, very obvious, because we heard America was the land of opportunity. And yes, it is, depending on how you look at it. America is the only country on planet Earth with the word dream attached to its name. Where I come from, Cameroon, there's no such thing as a Cameroonian dream. I've never heard about a Ghanaian dream. I never heard about a Canadian dream. I never heard about a Nigerian dream. I never heard about a Filipinian dream. Because if I did, I would have been to those countries to follow my dreams. And when we got here, my wife and I, we went to the work world. And before it was long, we realized that a job could just make you a living. So we were looking around for something just to supplement our income, and we stumbled over 5 links. When we started out on a very part-time basis. My wife had a full-time job, I had a full-time job. And Lord and behold, after 13 months, we saw the power of what this industry could offer. After 13 months, we had more than tripled my income. So we decided to go full-time. My wife and I, we've been doing 5 links now a little over 6 years. And we're still doing it on a part-time basis. And I will define that within my training what I mean by doing this on a part-time basis. So my training this morning, especially for the first-time attendees here, is the fundamentals to becoming a top producer. It's all about sticking to the basics. The moment you realize that you are complicating this business opportunity, which is very, very simple, the moment you realize that you are doing something that your grandmom will not be able to do, you have to slow down and check what you're doing. This business is very, very simple. There are only 2 things we do. We go out there and acquire customers and business partners. And the company 5 Links has made it absolutely very, very simple for each and every one of us to go out there and become very, very successful with 5 Links. So let's jump into the training. This is what I call, you have to master some best practices, which will actually make you stay a top producer. The first one is to be very, very proud about this industry. Folks, you have to be an advocate of this industry. You have to be all in. As one of the trainers yesterday, Mr. E.J. Pardo, said, if you cut his skin, if blood comes out, if there was any such thing as a 5 Links DNA, his blood will all be 5 Links. You got to be all in. Stop trying this deal. It will not work. Let me tell you how proud I am about 5 Links. On the 20th of November, late in the afternoon, Stella and I received a call from Africa. And the message was not very, very good. My mom was critically sick. That was the 20th of November. I rushed a ticket for Stella and I, and we jumped on the plane on the 29th of November. The last person I spoke to before I left the United States was Mr. Barry Donaldson when we were on the plane, Dallas International Airport. And we went out there, thanks to 5 Links, we were able to rush my mom to the hospital. And by 2 weeks of her being in the hospital, she got extremely very, very well. On the 28th of December, we left Cameroon. We arrived in the United States on the 29th of December. The very first call I received was from Mr. William Fawcett Jr. I think it was divine intervention. We had just landed, and when we caught a cab going back home, Mr. William Fawcett Jr. gave me a call, and I was wondering how William knew that I got back to the country. And he was all full of excitement and telling me, hey, Ian, your team is doing some phenomenal things. You have had a great December. And remember this, I was away for over 30 days. And we came back, we were still the #1 platinum senior vice president with the company. If you are not proud about something like this, I don't know what you can be proud of. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Jeb. Thank you, Jason, for actually saving my mom's life. Because I believe it was because if not of 5 Links, I would not have been able to accomplish what I did in Africa. You got to be proud of this industry. This industry gives you unlimited income potential. Let me tell you this. From a position of strength, the money is very, very good. But it's not always about the money. It's what you can do with the money. If not of the money, I would not have been able to take care of my mom. This is a level playing field. What do I mean by that? It doesn't matter. Your academic accolades don't matter here. Your age, your gender, your sex, your color. That is why somebody like E.J. Pardo, the first time I met E.J. Pardo, he could barely speak English. Does that matter? It doesn't matter. Mr. Stan Richards, double platinum senior vice president, from the boss to the Bentley. So none of that plays here. This is an industry, folks, you got to be proud of. Because here's the thing. If you are not proud of this industry, when you go out there, people will read that you are faking. If you are proud of what you do, you go out there, you are very, very passionate about it, you are going to stay a top producer. And this way, you're actually going to attract the right people when you go out there. People can read whether you're all in or you're just still trying this. So always ask yourself this, would I want to work with me? You must always be your first partner, because if you cannot answer this question, folks, I guarantee you, people will tell when you are doubting yourself. The second practice here is that you must always stay positive. This is big, to stay positive. When I got started in 5 Links, I pretended to be the cool guy. Yeah, I thought I was a cool guy. And my mentor, Mr. C. Anthony Harris, told me something that literally changed my life. He said, Ian, it's good to be cool, but when you go out there, if you're all cool, people will really not take you serious. You got to be excited, do some little crazy things. And it was difficult for me to be all excited. And he taught me something. He said, Ian, go out there. If you are positive, you are going to attract positive people. Your environment is everything. Who you hang out with is very, very important. Because if you're hanging out with positively minded people, I guarantee you, you are going to always attract positively minded people. That positivity is always going to make you stay positive. Negativity is very, very contagious. So if you hang out with negative people, these are people who constantly try to pull you down. And those are not the people you want to hang out with. And so Steve told me, hey, Ian, I know you're always trying to be cool. When you go out there, if you don't know how to be excited, every time you go out to the mall to do this business, Ian, just open your mouth and pull your teeth together. People will know that you are positive. So every time I was out there, I open my mouth, pull my teeth together like this. And I'll just, and people were like, what is happening with Ian now? This guy is so positively minded now. And from that moment on, I actually started attracting the type of people with whom I could build a profitable business. You must get what you expect, not what you deserve. This is critical. The next best practice is you've got to be prepared. This one is very, very key to me. In every interaction, folks, the most prepared mind wins. A lot of us go out there, we've been running across the Steve Carters, the Tishina Pettifords, the Frank Kimbroughs, the Sonny and King Pinions, the Allen Tunans, the Barry Donaldsons, but we are never prepared. You've got to be prepared with the tools What if Mr. Stan Richards did not have that magazine the day he met Mr. Tupac Jerenicott? You've got to be prepared when you go out for your PBLs